Okay, just a little housekeeping for the board. Hopefully you've all had a minute to look over the minutes from last meeting. Somebody like to make a
Move to
move?
approve.
Yes? Okay. Okay, it's Tim and Jane. Okay, thank you. And just a couple ground rules before we get started. These meetings are televised live, so when you approach the podium, please talk loudly, let us know who you are, the business you're representing, and you can lay your plans out at the table next to the podium. So we'll get started tonight with our first applicant, DRB 2024-51, the application of Burton's Grill and Bar at 312 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for some facade alterations, signage, awnings, and outside dining. You know what, guys? We have a handheld mic, too. It'll probably help you out since you got a big crew there. All right.
My name is David Chris. I'm with Burton's Grill and Bar, the VP of Construction and Development. We're here tonight to present our plans to refresh the Chili's, vacant Chili's down the road.
Nice to have you here.
And, yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And we have our architect who's going to present the architectural portion of the facade. And then we have our sign gentleman here with Apple Signs, Larry Graham, who's going to talk about the signage. So,
It's an exciting one for us.
is that?
It's an exciting one.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
We're
vacant-
looking forward to it.
been
This
vacant
will-
for quite some time.
Yeah, this will be our first location in Philadelphia, or the Pennsylvania market. We have 20 locations. For those of you that aren't familiar with it, we're kind of on par with Redstones or Firebirds. It's a polished, casual restaurant. This is a smaller restaurant for us, so we're really kind of squeezing the box to make things work. Hence the patio expansion out the front, which we're looking forward to, being a part of the community.
Great.
Thank you.
All right.
Is it signage first, from what I remember reading, or?
If you want to just a walkthrough of the general plan? Sure.
Okay, we'll do a quick plan walkthrough, show you some. We'll do a quick plan walkthrough, show you some existing photos, and then we can dive right into some of the signage portions. The basic floor plan, the building envelope is basically staying intact. We're adding two small patios on the right and the left of the entryway. These are to engage the street, have some nice outdoor dining, and to give it some more pop to the neighborhood. Some existing photos. If I get this right, I got this way. That works. The existing structure as it is today, you're probably all well aware of this. Again, an old Chili's. The awnings have all been removed. You get the basic notion of the shell. So that's as we exist today. We may refer back to these. And then this is some photographs of the existing context with Minerva's next door, office building next door to that, and some of the structures across the street, which have more kind of almost a residential scale to them. And just quickly, some of the renderings, and we'll get into these in detail. It's the front elevation, side elevation, and then we have, so you can see the patios in front of the building engaging the street, and then lastly, the entry from the other location. So I'm going to pass the microphone over. We can talk more in specific about the signage.
Good evening. Andrew Graham from Apple Signs. And this is my first visit to your beautiful town, so it is quite nice. We are a custom architectural exterior signage firm, and the design intent behind this package is, first of all, to replicate the Burton's brand, be true to what they've done in their other restaurants, particularly as they make their entrance into this market. And then secondly is we really want something that's upscale but subtle. And so you'll notice that, for example, the letters they're black during the daytime, but they'll light white and red at night. And this first set of letters that you're looking at here, this is what we call a set of canopy-mounted illuminated channel letters. And then they'll have a second sign on the side of the building. This is to indicate an entrance to potentially reserved dining. They're not 100% sure yet the use of this space, but also for folks that would be placing online orders. So it's to really identify, okay, this is where you would go to enter the building on that part. There's not a sign on the opposite side. And this is just a little bit more detail about the canopy mounted letters. This would be an aluminum fabricated raceway that would mount and secure to the canopy. They're very clean. Let me move us to, and then these would be the individually mounted channel letters. Fabricated in the same way, acrylic faces, aluminum fabrication, LED for the lighting of them. This is the upscale version of the existing monument sign that's out on the road. So obviously trying to bring a more modern appearance to it. The sign face itself is going to be an opaque background, but the letters will push through and have some dimension to them, which would be really nice. But it is the same footprint as the existing sign in terms of the sign face itself. And then this cladding is just exterior upgrade to really integrate into the overall architectural appearance that they've developed for the whole restaurant.
Is there a site map showing where the new sign out front's going?
It's going to exactly in the same spot as the current one. I mean, it's pretty much going to update that existing sign. I do believe I have a copy of that. Let's see.
Can't picture the sign.
Nice clean sign.
No, I can't picture the existing.
You-
The
you have a-
last where it is.
Oh, the last page.
Right in the middle of the lawn.
It just has a little note.
Right there.
So it's got to be at least 10 feet off the cartway, which I'm sure you can just double check that maybe just to play it safe.
The sign that is existing, so we're just updating the existing
Right.
sign.
Same
So
location.
if the sign that exists is not 10 feet, then it has to be taken down and reinstalled?
Yeah, if you can move it back just a little bit. I'm 99% sure it's,
Looking at it,
Yeah.
it looks
Yeah.
in compliance.
and Chili's came in for all approvals, so I'm sure we told Chili's when they put
Okay,
their sign up.
so if chili was blessed, then
Yeah.
they were probably okay.
Yeah, just double check it, just to
Okay.
be sure, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just, if it's too close, it's going to block sight lines and stuff like that, so.
But the existing sign is being removed, correct?
Well, I think we're going to use some of the existing structure and just recondition.
Okay,
I
so
think
the
that would-
existing foundation will be remaining.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
All right, good.
Yeah. And this just kind of gives you some of the fabrication details to show that the letters are individual. They push through the face of the sign, acrylic letters. And then the last update, the existing enter and exit signs they look like Home Depot. But these are just illuminated, just a little bit more upscale, just to indicate the entrance and exit for,
Will the entrance and exit remain the same?
yeah.
Okay, so why don't we look at each one, and we'll start going backwards. We're okay with the exit and entrance signs?
Yeah.
They
Okay,
meet
if
the-
they remain the same way, because there's one entrance and there's one exit.
Right,
One side of the building's the entrance and the other side is the exit.
and they meet the square footage requirements and height requirements, so they're good. Looking at the ground sign, I don't know if we have any issues with that. I think that looks really nice.
nice.
Yeah, it looks good. Again, it's square footage on that ground sign, it's got to be 30 or under. I'm pretty sure it was.
The sign face itself is 28 square feet.
Yeah, you're good, Dan. Yeah, And the front sign. Tim, I don't think you were here last month, but the new tenant for Margaret Quo came in. Okay, Kevin, it was a similar design, where basically Kevin considered it on an awning as such, right?
Yeah, but we had a height problem on that one.
And I think they had to go for relief because of the awning sign exceeded the letter height and everything. So how do we want to approach this sign? Yeah, Kevin, like I said, Kevin, the new Margaret Quo's.
Well, let me take this. The Margaret Quo sign was freestanding, correct? It did not have legs,
Yeah, it was over the front entrance, kind of similar to this.
but this has legs? Are
Oh, I
we
see
treating
what-
it differently?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
An awning is cantilevered,
Yeah,
whereas this
And
is
it's a
not.
porch.
This
This
is
is a
a
porch roof.
a roof structure in my mind.
okay.
Yeah.
Is this being shed with water? How is it being, how is water being drained from this?
It's being collected on the roof and shed.
Internal downspouts in the columns, or?
We haven't gotten to the details of that.
Oh, sorry, sir, if you can use the mic, please? Yeah,
Water will be collected on the roof and drained through the structure, yes.
so if we considered a roof signs are not allowed.
Right.
Under code. It's the terminology where we're trying to figure out with that sign. So it's not mounted flush to a building, so we can't really call it a wall sign as such.
We would term it a canopy sign.
It's not
This is
that-
very similar to, we do a lot of work for the healthcare industry, so we do a lot of work for University of Maryland medical systems, and they often have a similar structure.
Right.
And so this is a type of sign that we've made many times.
I mean, I like it. It's just,
I like
again,
it too, it's
terminology.
just question, because it's
Yeah.
not affixed to the actual wall, it's not
Right.
a wall sign technically,
Yeah.
right? That's the argument?
Well, yeah,
Is
like
that
I
what
s-
Kevin was saying?
Yeah,
And it's
Kevin
sitting on a
considered it
roof.
awning sign, the one that came in.
On the
Mesa.
floor.
Could-
It's a new.
Yeah.
Mar-
Yeah, it's
Margaret
gonna
Quo.
I
change
saw it, I
Lotus,
just
don't remember.
Lotus.
Right.
I
something,
saw it, I didn't.
Yeah, so we kind of gave that sign our blessing,
You have to get
but
the-
they have to go to relief, they have to go to zoning hearing board, so,
Which they probably will, knowing them.
yeah, I'm sure they will,
Middle of there, yeah.
yeah.
So I guess the only other option we could suggest is putting the sign on the face of the stone facade, like you've done on other locations that I'm seeing in images online. But again, I think we'd have to get relief. from-
Yeah, so Kevin Kachansky is the head of the zoning department. Unfortunately, he's not here
Right.
tonight.
It's my understanding that a roof sign, the intent of a roof sign is above the roof line of the entire building. This is a canopy, which is lower than the roof line.
What-
Therefore, there's a difference between a roof sign and a canopy sign. So it does have the appearance that it is a wall sign. It's almost like a marquee sign. I believe there's even some literature in your
That's
sign
our-
ordinance
That's our
about.
problem, we don't allow marquee signs in the
Yeah.
township.
And
Except for-
that's not a canopy, it's a roof.
So I think,
I think we have a little bit of a sticky area here.
yeah,
Okay.
I think we can certainly approve it conceptually.
Yeah.
I think everybody's probably in agreement. It looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The board likes it, we just have a
Good.
little problem,
Yeah, Kevin,
just trying to fit it in the rules.
I'm really good at rewriting code, so if you want some help?
good luck in this township.
It would take a couple studies.
so Mr. Kachansky might have to take a look at it.
Okay.
And if he feels it doesn't meet code, you guys have the option of going to the zoning hearing board to get relief. And we
Okay.
can certainly give this sign our blessing.
From an
and,
aesthetics
From an
point of view.
aesthetics point of view. Yeah.
Okay.
So, one question, do you know the height from grade on that sign?
Yeah, that's
It's got to be 15 feet or lower.
It's 11'2" to the bottom of the sign.
14 feet.
Okay,
13-2.
so you're good there.
Yeah.
So because of the terminology issue, are we in agreement that the sign looks good and we would say it's approved, it meets the square footage requirements, it meets the height requirements? And
Yeah.
we'll turn it over to Kevin for,
And I'm like, Colin, I've gone on the website to kind of see what you've done elsewhere too, and I know that there are a couple that I've seen to have them stacked over top, so I don't know if it's something that,
Maybe that's option 2 for the.
option two, your
You know, if
backup.
if you don't want relief from zoning hearing board, if it's required, maybe you redesign.
So one of the advantages of this layout, besides the particular aesthetics that was developed, if you mount individual letters to that stone facade, you're going to have to drill holes through the whole facade for every single letter, and not knowing what's
You
behind.
won't land on a joint, you're saying?
So you'd have to get access behind that. You got to get a technician in that, fitting in that space to do the
And won't
wiring.
it exceed your height then?
We might have an issue there.
Yeah.
So in order to get it visible from the road, you're gonna be, have to project up higher. So it's a variance or relief one way or another.
Right,
Yeah.
We're in agreement with you.
Okay.
yeah.
Which, I'm trying to remember if Chili's had anything there.
Thought they might have pepper maybe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The
Yeah,
chili
like
pepper,
a
I'm trying to
little-
remember where it was, if they, but
Right.
it's been so long now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took the signage down as soon as they
Yeah.
closed down, which was like second weekend of COVID. All the signage came
Yeah.
down, and that was the end of them.
I don't think they had a sign on the building, I think they just had the monument sign.
Okay. All right, so why don't we take a look at the other sign too, on the side of the building? So that could potentially be the takeout area or an entrance?
Yeah, online orders or reserved dining is most likely what the use of this
That
side
says
entrance.
West elevation, but is that west or is that east?
It is,
Pretty sure it's east.
Yeah.
Just for clarification.
you're right.
Thank you. And the other one says south. It should be north.
You're right.
No judgment.
Okay.
Just clarifying, sir.
So again, we need just to double check the height from grade on that sign, that it's 15 feet or below. Square footage, you have 23.35 square footage on that sign. You guys okay with 18-inch letters? on the
Yeah,
side?
23.35, correct.
Little high.
I think it's fine.
You think it's all right? I mean, it looks right over the neighboring business.
What's the second?
Pretty vacant business.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, I am too, definitely. Yeah, it is.
Are they permitted to put a sign on the side of the building?
That's going to be Kevin's call too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's going to have to go to Kevin, just to make sure.
Because they're not on a corner.
Yeah, it's the parking lot, which is always a tough call.
Yeah.
So they have 65.02 square feet of wall signage you're proposing. And,
Is this going to be lit too, this sign on the side of the building?
It will be.
Lit letters?
I mean, I think the design of it all, it looks really
Nice.
nice.
Yeah,
Like, that's
Yeah.
we're not critiquing that at all. It's just the compliance with the requirements here.
okay, should we move forward with the sign package? And again,
Yeah, I'd
leave
say
it up to
make it conditional.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you guys are in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sometimes we just get in these sticky.
We only have so much authority that we can do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Thank you for working with us.
Okay. All right.
But just for note, I would take into consideration the drainage of that structure, just for safety. You know, where is it shedding? It could freeze.
Okay, good. All right, so we're okay with the signs, we'll move on from the signs?
Yep.
Okay, and any other questions on the signs for our board?
No.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
okay. So let's take a look at those, basically outside dining, the patio area, what you're gonna do there. Let's take a little better look at that.
Great. Okay. Get the right one here. So, zoning plan's a little tricky to read because it's kind of a small scale. Apologize. Wrong rendering. Pull this rendering here. So, there we go. Give you a full picture. So basically, the structure projects from the building, I believe it's 9.5 feet. I'm going to overlap these a little bit. You can't read those things anyways. 9.5 feet projecting forward. We're taking the existing windows that are in the building and we're opening them up with an operable storefront. That will be the access from the interior onto the patio. On the left side of the building is the bar lounge area, be more casual. On the right side is dining area, which would be more formal, coming out to an area that is has a roof, it has fans, has a couple of hanging, 3 hanging pendants in the corner, and then a liquor control fence, fencing around the perimeter, which will also have a gate for emergency egress. It'll be illuminated with downlights and get a technical stuff sprinklered from the walls. So that's the basic nature of the structure. It also goes over the entryway to give a cover as customers come towards the door. We haven't gotten into all the details, but it absolutely will have a drainage system and as well.
So currently you have a sidewalk.
There's currently a gravel barrier between the structure and the sidewalk with a bench on both sides,
Right.
and then a sidewalk. So this sidewalk would be pushed forward,
Right.
and then the structure basically ends where the sidewalk is today.
Okay. Which means you're going to have
The
to
sidewalk comes
re-landscape
forward
that.
and additional, yeah.
Okay.
And there were some calculations that were created as part of this civil plan, but I know that's zoning and not necessarily what you guys are looking in detail, but there is a study of that as well.
Okay, so all new windows, those little upper windows on existing chili building, they'll go also?
They're all new windows on the front facade.
Okay,
Yeah, the side facade, we are currently, the windows would remain.
okay. All right, what do you guys feel about that design? So the sidewalk will come out?
Yeah, they're gonna pull the sidewalk out, so
Right.
they're gonna put like 4 more feet
Right.
out beyond where it is.
Yeah, I know, we'll ask them about the landscaping that's going to happen because of that.
Yeah, 'cause that-
Right. Okay. You've got some lights on the front of the building?
Yes, there's clusters of 3 lights on each corner.
Are they going to, okay, the existing lights on the chili building now, they're going to go?
Oh, the existing lights will be replaced, the ones that are over the awnings, they'll be replaced with new lights,
Even on the side of the buildings?
even on the side of the building,
So all new lighting?
all new lighting, yes.
Okay. Do you have a cut sheet of that or not?
We do not have a cut sheet of the lights. There'll be very small LED, I think about 1/10 of the size of the lights that are there now. They're very large.
Okay.
We do have a sheet that shows this is the furniture as it goes on the patio, the one decorative light which is there. We have these banquettes that are wicker and upholstery. Our chairs, our tabletops are it's a white quartz acrylic, and it's personally I think they're absolutely beautiful furniture for patios.
There will be wall-mounted fixtures above the canopy structure?
Above, so the wall-mounted fixtures occur above the awnings on the sides.
Okay.
They're shown here. They're basically very small
see
on
them, I see
arms.
those. Yep.
Yep. Just little LED bullets, and then there's some small linear lights on
Just
the
in the
corners.
soffit area?
Just in the soffit area.
Okay.
All right. The front windows are going to open? Or-
Yes, they're operable storefronts on the
Okay.
right and left.
All right. Again, I guess that'll go through
Kevin,
Kevin. Yeah.
what did exit 13 do with theirs?
Which one?
The garage doors? Exit 13?
Yeah.
How'd they sell that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're open there,
Air
right?
screen?
These
They
are
have
open.
an air screen. You
really?
propose an air screen for those doors, or?
We have used air screens in markets. Where it's required, we supply it, we put an air screen over the top of the entries. We'll work with the local health departments and building departments on
Just-
the requirements for
noting.
that.
You didn't come in, excuse me, you didn't come in tonight with a landscape plan, did you? For the
We
front
do not
yard?
have a landscape plan at this
Okay.
moment.
Can we ask you to come back with that?
Yes,
Okay. And when you come back, can you bring a cut sheet of the lights also?
yes.
Okay. All right.
And also, do you bring you're changing the color of the building?
The color of the building is changing. We'll bring paint chips for that.
To bring paint chips for that?
Mhm.
All right,
And
good.
I can tell you it's ivory lace, but Sherwin-Williams ivory lace, but it'd be nice to have the actual chip to show you.
Well, that has to go on the application.
Yes.
And these corner decorative, is that just for this, or are you planning to paint them on the building?
So as a company across the way, we have an art program that we've been working with artists across the country to create a local installation of art that depicts, they're inspired by Audubon, and so oftentimes they're birds and foliage from the region, and we do that in these little small aspects throughout the projects.
Hand painted?
Hand painted.
Would that have to be part of the paint approval design for the building?
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to approve that,
Yeah.
if you agree.
Would it, does it?
Mural art, right?
It's mural art. It's hand painted mural art. It's and we would.
You're not going fresco, right?
No, it's
Mr. Construction, we can not approve it.
Dave, whose team you on? But no, they're extraordinary. It's been a lot of fun as they've gone up and people are taking selfies next to them and stuff like that. It's fun.
Cool.
We'll call them corner murals?
Don't call them murals, because murals are not allowed
Yeah,
under
that's
code.
I know.
Yeah, anything hand-painted on the building
That's what I'm
is way it's
Now,
signage.
what
Yeah,
are we
whether-
gonna, so,
I would call it art, but
I don't know, again, it's gonna have to go through.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it conditional here, but I don't know
Right.
that it actually can comply.
Yeah, it might be an issue.
Is there more of it past the awnings that we're seeing?
It's really to be determined because we haven't brought the artist in on this yet, and so we are depicting a little bit at the end of the windows, but it's basically the two front corners.
but that's not allowed under the code, right?
Well, painting on the building, like if you were to paint your signage on the building, that's not allowed.
Yeah, well,
We had that issue with the Burners. Remember? They were gonna try to paint their sign.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so that's another issue we'll have to,
Okay.
yeah. All right. What else on the building?
The stone facade's remaining as
The
is.
stone is remaining, yes.
Okay. You have a flagpole out there. Is that going to go or stay?
It is in conflict with the structure, unfortunately.
So it's going to stay?
It's in conflict with the structure.
I'm
So,
sorry, it's in
yeah, I'm
conflict.
sorry,
I'm sorry.
it wouldn't work, and then it becomes too close and becomes an object in the.
Okay. And how about the trash? You know, you have neighbors in the back there.
Yep.
That's an issue.
The trash, they have a dedicated trash enclosure in the rear of the building, and it stays the same.
Okay.
So it's big enough for both wet and recycled dumpsters.
Okay. Just keep in mind you have neighbors back there, so.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
The side elevation has the transoms above the windows.
Yes.
Are they remaining and being hidden by the awnings?
They are remaining and being hidden by the awning.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you plan on doing any parking lot signs, no parking, or I know you probably have to do it.
There are some existing parking light, field lighting in there.
Our wonderful landlord is here tonight, so we are, leasing the building.
Right.
And the general intent was to just remodel the building and leave the parking lot alone with landscaping around the base of the building itself.
Okay.
But in the package that site engineering Dave put together, we do have to mitigate a little of the loss of green space area. So we have to add an island in the very back corner of the parking lot, so between the space. But I think it's very well lit now. We'll, reseal and restripe and do things, but there wasn't any major plan to do anything out there.
All right.
That addition in the rear was for stormwater, you're saying?
Yeah, there's a slight difference, and I don't know what the threshold was with engineering, but
Got it.
we have to add an island in the back, but it's basically in the lower right corner down there, so.
I know when Manila's came in,
Manila has
they
that
had to
too.
put a lot of
Yeah.
islands and stuff like that. I think it's in White Dog Complex, they had to add a lot of islands, so
Doesn't help.
I think it's just per code.
Overkill.
Yeah,
This looks good.
yeah, it looks real good. One small detail too, you need to put your address on the building somewhere, so just keep that in mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we just left Fleming's as a gathering spot, and the fire department came and raided the place for us. It was good.
Really?
Literally, yes.
Ah.
The power went out, So yeah, we're very aware of
Okay,
the seriousness of the
Yeah.
fire
exactly.
labeling the buildings.
Sure. Okay, what else, guys? Other questions,
I think,
comments?
yeah, we can approve aesthetically, and they'll come back with the particulars for the lighting,
Mhm.
color of the building, landscaping, and this florals on the corner, maybe not.
Yeah,
They've got to meet with Kevin.
right. Okay, good. Any other questions for the board from any of the gentlemen here tonight? Everybody's good?
Good.
Okay. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Tim to make a motion for approval.
In the matter of DRB 2024-51, I move to approve the monument and exit signs in the application. I move to conditionally approve the wall or awning signs on the building, subject to further review from Kevin and his department. We are going to conditionally approve the building color, subject to submission of paint chips and conditioned on whether the artwork on the building is permitted. Move to approve the awning and the outdoor dining space. And request that the applicant submit a landscape plan along with cuts of the fixtures and paint chips.
Okay, great. Do we hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. One last question. What's the timetable? What are you guys looking at?
This was the big hurdle, because now that we have, conditional approval, we can move forward with the construction documents. We were just a little reluctant to do that until after we had this meeting. So in general, we hope to have our construction documents done this year and then go in for permitting, start beginning of next year, and hopefully open up in the summer. So,
Okay. All right, good.
Best of luck with
Good luck. Good.
Yeah.
yeah, we're looking forward to being a part of the community.
Great, great. So we always meet the second Wednesday of the month, so maybe we'll see you next month. All right? Yeah, thank you. All right, next on tonight's agenda is DRB 2024-52, the application of Lincoln Financial at 150 North Radnor Chester Road for a replacement of 5 ground signs and 2 wall signs. Good evening.
Good evening. Phil Dubroff with PMDI Signs. And so this is basically a rebranding project. Actually, it is a rebranding project. And we're starting, the main area is 150 Radnor Chester Road. So these are existing signs. And you can see, okay, here's the existing condition. And then the new logo would be just replacing this in like size, different configuration. So there's actually the 2 monument signs, one at 150 and then at 555 Lancaster Ave. Because these properties are contiguous, we're just submitting as one because it all has to be replaced at the same time. So there's 2 of these, and whether you're aware, these are a V-type sign. So there's 2 sign faces, considered one sign because it's less than 90 degrees. The lettering on all of the signs that we'll be showing you this evening are non-illuminated. They're 1/2-inch dimensional acrylic letters, painted per the new branding colors. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm walking you through. As we start here in A, then we'll discuss these these other signs in this area around the building. So then we go to the next sign that is next to the building. This is the current logo, and this is the proposed logo. So we'll be refacing this with aluminum panel, raised dimensional letters, 1/2-inch dimensional letters per the colors. Along the side of the building is this glass sign, and you can see it's barely legible now, but we'll be adding these new logos, and we'll be adding etched film to the back to give you contrast.
Is that C?
That would be, no, that would be B.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, then we're replacing the, and this would be E. We'd be replacing the logo that we had installed a few years ago that we'd gotten approval for, and we'll be replacing it with the same size. Actually, it's a little bit smaller, and with the channel letters, and now these would be illuminated. Same construction, slightly smaller footprint on the wall.
That variance was recent, wasn't it?
I think it's 2 or 3 years. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, right. So then,
Penn, right?
hmm?
I think that was done before the Penn Medicine Building, right?
Yeah. You mean at 155 or whatever it is? Yeah, yeah. So then this just shows you a comparison. Barely, yeah, it's you can see the difference. So this would be the configuration of the existing, and this is the proposed. So you can see that we really want to maintain the same footprint on the wall.
Right.
Okay. And then this sign is D. Okay, so now we're over here on this side, and this is a canopy, and it bridges the entry, and what we'll be doing is refacing that as well with the new logo. Okay. Then we go to 555. There is a directional, or actually I consider it really a tenant directory on that, at that intersection. And this is the original sign, and it's 3-sided, and we'll just be making aluminum overlays with the new logo applied to the current sign. And that's the extent of the work.
Nice clean application.
Yep.
Yeah.
How old is Lincoln in that image, do you know?
Excuse me? Well, I'll tell you what.
It looks like a young Lincoln.
I was just going to say, he's a lot younger now. This is a, this is a makeover.
It's a facelift.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the significance of the orange? I'd love to hear it.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
And were people having trouble finding it, finding Lincoln?
No. Actually, this is part of a major rebrand project for the entire company.
Let us know who you are.
I apologize. Cheryl Mitchell, AVP Brand Management for Lincoln Financial. So we are changing from Lincoln Financial Group to Lincoln Financial. So that's one aspect of this. But we're rebranding the entire company and all of our assets, both internally and externally. Obviously, signage is one of our bigger plays here. So when you asked about the orange, we were all burgundy before.
You were what?
We were all burgundy before. As you can see, it was the old signage is all one color. And we were looking for some more depth, and because we wanted to lean into more of being Abraham Lincoln than a silhouette, which we've had for 17 years, we decided that we needed the contrast. So we have garnet, which is that darker color you're looking at, and then we needed a color to work within the palette. So it's not very exciting as far as some in-depth reason, but it's basically for contrast, and we're staying in sort of that red burgundy category because it's distinctive for us. It's a design play that has worked very well for us, and we're going to continue to use that.
How does it contrast with Kelly Green, though?
It does contrast with. Let's not discuss Kelly Green now. Yes, you do know that we are part of Lincoln Financial Field, and we do have Kelly Green elements. But as far as our logo is concerned, that was really the reason why we wanted to go with a color like that, so you could actually see a three-quarter view of Abraham Lincoln. And thank you, because we like the idea that you think he's younger. That's good.
In that company, who's approving that? Is that a committee or is that a?
It is senior management and the board and we have been working on this, I'm going to say conservatively, since March. And it was all approved, I'm going to say timeline-wise, don't hold me to this, sometime in May, June, we got the approval for the new logo and the new typeface. So it's a little bit more stylized.
How many prototypes are you talking?
Oh, for the logo?
Yeah.
I'm going to say around 300 sketches. It was a process. Sure. We're not, you know how that goes. It was definitely a process of different views. But we really, from our research, we did a whole year of research on strategy, and we found leaning in more into the image of Abraham Lincoln was to our advantage. And we're the only company in the world that has that is allowed to use Abraham Lincoln's name and likeness to represent our company. We've gotten that from Robert Todd Lincoln, or Robert Todd, I should say, not Lincoln. But he gave us 120 years ago. Next year's our birthday, by the way.
Wow.
120 years.
Great.
Is that good? This is my first time doing this, so
That's great.
thank you.
I was curious.
Thanks.
No, it's great. It's great. Thank you
Threw
for
me off, to be
asking.
honest.
Yeah, thank you for
So
asking.
You're the AVP of brand management?
Excuse me. Yes.
Then this is your baby then, right?
This is yes. Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
And it will continue to be my baby for quite a while now. Yeah, because we have several locations across the country. So this is just the beginning. So it's going to be a grand reveal next week. So we're really excited about it. Yeah. Thank you.
And why drop the group?
Because when we originally formed Lincoln Financial Group 17, maybe 20 years ago, we were a conglomerate of companies. Okay. So there was a whole bunch of different businesses that we owned. So subsequently, they've been sold off, and now we are a single company. Plus, it gives us better visibility. Trying to deal with group in some of our smaller applications, especially in the digital space, we lose it. We lose a lot of identity. So this actually strengthens our identity.
Nobody uses the group when they're talking about you anyway.
No. And by the way, it's like a mouthful.
Yeah.
That's what we hear, yeah. So, and everybody says Lincoln Financial Field. So it's just a better way to go. It's kind of a no-brainer, actually. So,
Say the link.
That's the building.
That's the other one?
Not the company.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we sponsor Lincoln Financial Field. So,
Well, I know.
yeah. So that's so it made a lot of sense. So it was a good move for us. And again, we haven't done it in 17 years, so it was time.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thank
that's
you.
Thank you
great.
for the explanation.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, that being said, any other questions? No. No? Sir, any questions for the board? You're good?
No, we're all set. Thank you.
It's a matter of DRB 2024-52, Lincoln Financial, move to approve 5 ground signs and 2 wall signs.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Great, thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next is DRB 2024-53, the application of Radnor Township Civic Association at 248 Highland Avenue for a monument sign. Hello, sir.
Good evening. My name is Chuck Marshall. I'm the treasurer of the Radnor Township Civic Association. We've been around since the 1940s. The use of Radnor Township Civic Association in the name was taken, so long ago. There's no tie-ins with, there's programmatic tie-ins with the township, but not a structural or organizational tie-in. My colleague is here, Pam Deans. She's secretary of the board. Whoops. I wanted to just tell you first that this is the aerial view of the RTCA at 248 Highland. The structure further to the west is the Second Baptist Church, and the structures on the right are apartments, or I shouldn't say apartments, some type of residential dwellings. Excuse me. The other thing I wanted to tell you was that we have 2 kinds of events that take place at the RTCA. We have events that we put on for the community. We worked with the police department, with Superintendent Flanagan, to do a Christmas event every year for the children. They have one of the officers play Santa Claus. We work with Tammy in the Department of Recreation to help with the movie and music night. And we also put on fashion shows and craft sales and things like that. We rent out the building. The building has a 150-person capacity. We rent the building out for parties, for most often for life celebration events and anniversaries, wedding receptions, a whole bunch of things from people in the neighborhood. What we're going to be doing in the future are more community events at the building itself. So we want passers-by in cars or pedestrian to be able to see a list of upcoming events. These community events meaning that we'll be inviting people to come to these events. So that is why we'd like to put in a monument sign. This is how the front of the building looks now. We plan to put the sign on the right-hand or west side of the sidewalk leading up to the building. And in that grassy area, we plan to put it 8 feet from the curb and then 4 feet in from the sidewalk. We'd like to leave enough room for the lawnmowers to get around it. We have someone with a large carriage lawnmower that does the lawn. And then for show snubbling, we'd like to have it certain number of, at least 4 feet away from the sidewalk also, and 8 feet from the curb. The ramp on the side of the building was donated and built by Polig Builders when we were redoing the building about 7 or 8 years ago. And they are going to install the sign. The sign was designed by Signorama. And this is the superimposition of it on the photograph. That was their first proof. So we want to move that to the dimensions that I said before, the 8 feet from the curb and the 4 feet from the sidewalk. They have this in their computer file. We told them already of that change. There's a vent in the front lawn which we don't want to encroach upon either. As to the sign itself, it would be one-sided, 4 foot by 5 foot, no lighting, an Illuminate sign. The lettering would be done in indigo and would be against that white background on the Illuminate. And there would be, as they've specified it now, I know it's small print, 4-inch by 4-inch post clad in metal, and the post would be 10 feet, of which 2.5 feet would be in the ground. There'd be rows of letter, which is hard to see, but there's with 3-inch letters, there'd be five rows that we could put there, and Signorama would provide us with sets of letters and punctuation marks and numbers so that we could change that from time to time. So that's all I have for a presentation. This is my first time doing this.
Yeah, welcome.
So
Just being that you're in a residential district, you're showing 20 square feet on your signage, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're only allowed, per the code, 15 square feet. So you-
15, really?
So you'd have to reduce it by 5 square feet. So in theory, you could be 4 feet by 3 feet.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually, no, you could be bigger than that, 4.5 by 3.5, or
Right,
even,
right.
so.
Honestly, if you just shrunk it down proportionally to whatever you need.
Yeah,
to
whatever it is.
Meet that number, I have no problem with that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's 15 square feet. That would still do the job for you.
And that's because it's a residential,
It's R5 zoning, not commercial district.
okay.
If it were C1, C2, you'd have a different sign size allowed.
Yeah, okay,
But other than that, everything looks fine.
okay.
So it's approved, but you'd have to reduce the sign by 5 square feet.
Okay. Do I have to,
You would just have to resubmit your revised plan when you submit for permitting.
okay,
But we would approve based on the feedback we give you tonight.
yeah, okay.
So,
You're looking to add 5 lines of text?
Well, that might change things. I
Right,
guess if
that would
the
be
smaller
smaller size,
size,
yeah.
wanting to keep the 3-inch letters.
Sure.
And we'll have to talk to the sign people to see how they, I wouldn't be surprised if it's one track less.
Sure.
Yeah.
So how do you, what are going to, the interchangeable numbers and letters, how's that going to work?
We would, after each event, after one event was done, that would be on the top row. Yeah. And then we'd take that off, take those letters off and insert the other, well, move the next event up and then put a new event on the bottom line.
What else, guys?
So I guess it's just subject to
Yeah.
reducing the size of the sign and adjusting however many lines of text you can have
Right.
based upon the size of the 3-inch letter height.
I would also say, we need your address somewhere on the, maybe on the sign, the 248.
Yeah, not on the sign itself. Well, I'm sorry,
You could put it maybe,
yeah, because since that's not going to change.
where's your mailbox? Do you have a mailbox?
No, we don't. We use the post office box.
Okay.
We could put the street address on, which would be helpful because
yeah,
at some point in the future, we're supposed to be a polling place in the
sure.
township. And so when people come to visit or for the first time, they'll know, have more information. Phone number contact, we would put in as a line item. We'd take up one of the lines using, if we had a email address or a website or something, we'd use that.
Yeah, those are allowed. The website and a phone number are allowed permanently on the sign if you'd like.
Right.
Okay. All right, so possibly even could put vertically, maybe 248 on one of the posts, tastefully done,
And
and maybe also on the building, because the building sits back quite a bit, in case there's an emergency or,
put the address on, vertically on one of the posts.
I would consider that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to, we're having a board meeting this Saturday. I'd like to bounce that off the board.
No lighting, correct?
No lighting.
Spots or anything like
No.
that? Okay.
If we ever wanted lighting, I assume we'd have to come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And,
Is lighting allowed on a residential sign?
yeah.
Okay.
How do you guys feel? Do you want to make a conditional improvement tonight, or would you want to see Mr. Marshall back next month with a new plan?
I'm fine with condition.
Yeah, I
Fine
am
with
too.
conditional?
Okay, just
They're my
plain sight.
neighbors.
Yeah, exactly. Landscaping bed.
Yeah, landscaping. Well, I've,
You're just gonna keep the grass there, you're not putting any type of landscaping bed around, just keep it grass.
Yeah.
yeah, but I've been working on shade tree to see if they can put street trees down, starting with the RTCA and the church. And I talked to Howard Childs and
Yeah.
somebody.
He's our board president.
I know, and I said, just like they do on Morris, would be nice to put some nice trees on Highland. You know, so
All right, we're good?
it would take time.
I think we're good. Jane, you want to take this one?
Okay.
Excuse me, Mr. Marshall, any more
Yeah,
questions for the
yeah.
board?
No.
You're good? Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jane.
For DRB 2024-53, the Radnor Township Civic Association at 248 Highland Avenue. I move for conditional approval that for this sign, because it needs to be reduced by 5 square feet.
And also, Mr. Marshall, we'll ask you to come back, or when you come in for your permits, present a new plan with the new placement of the sign.
Yeah.
And also with the new mock-up with dimensions.
Yeah.
Showing that it's 15 feet or less, square feet or less.
Yes, okay.
All right, do we hear a second?
Second?
Okay.
Aye.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next is DRB 2024-54, the application of FAM Salon at 250 West Lancaster Avenue for wall signage and a panel on a monument sign and window signage. Gentlemen?
Good evening. My name is LD Crosta. I'm owner of the Fam Salon. Me and my wife, actually. My wife couldn't come here because she has to watch her kid, 3 years old. So, yeah, the Fam Salon is, I've been working in this as a barber and a hairstylist in the area for almost 7 years. And my wife, same thing, almost for a decade as a hairdresser. So this is our first business having. We work for others, so we wanted to do something on our own, so this is very exciting, and yeah, so I have the sign guy here, so he can
Good to
explain
have you here.
better than me.
Lots of
But
luck to
if you have any question, you always
Oh,
can.
yeah, just hang right there, all right?
Okay, thank you.
My name's Pat Hanratty from Lincoln Signs out of Exton, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I have the plans here. It's a pretty basic sign. So this is the overhead view. This is the code. So this is just a white flat panel with black acrylic lettering going above his window here in the front. It's 87 inches from grade to the bottom of the sign.
So just for clarification, so last month, the left side of this building, it's the Kingsway Apartments.
Yeah.
They came in for new branding and all, it was a yoga store. So the right side has a real estate firm in there now. They're going to stay, okay? And these guys are going to use some of the real estate area for the salon. So they'll basically have 2 tenants on the right side of that Kingsway Apartments.
Got it.
So,
Thank you.
so it's not like signage is coming down. This is going to add to
Yep.
the signage. Okay.
Yep. 17 inches by 96 inches. So it's well under 15 square foot.
You guys good with that? Pretty basic. It's Pat, right?
Yes.
Pat, one thing you have to be careful of, when you mount it, you can't
Yeah.
see any fasteners or anything.
Yeah, they're going to be painted to match the
Yeah, just
same.
have them hidden and blind
Yep.
fasteners, whatever.
Next is the window graphics for the large bay window here. They're just going to be white 3M, computer CAD cut, just applied white graphics.
So both are below the 20% requirement, so he's good there.
They're good.
Okay. All right. And then the monument sign?
Then I got the front
Okay.
front door, another same deal as 3M white cut vinyl.
All right, good. All right.
I like it.
And this would be inside the interior door because it splits between the real estate company
Right.
and then FAM, so it's. And then the multi-tenant pylon sign, or monument sign rather. We're just doing the same thing. It's actually just going to be a white panel. It's an aluminum composite panel with black vinyl lettering.
So there's also a monument sign on Bloomingdale Avenue.
There is.
Remember, they came in, remember that last month? They came in, we had discussion about that, so I don't know whether you guys are going to put a sign on that.
You can take over. So because our spot is smaller than in Realtor, Berkshire, so we not allowed to put any sign on that side.
Okay.
That's how I've been told, but if they change their mind, I can suggest them to put another sign there,
Right.
then we have to go through again
Yeah,
through
you
you
have to
guys.
come back.
Yeah.
Okay,
mhm.
good. All right, and you guys are good with that sign? Yeah. Pretty cut and dry?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
Fine.
and again, Pat, just make sure the fasteners are blind.
Yeah,
on that.
yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's pretty cut and dry.
Yep.
Any questions for the board?
Lost my-
You guys are
Nope.
good?
Yep.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
Any
right.
question? Yeah, happy to ask it.
Congrats.
Oh, thank you so much.
In the matter of DRB 2024-54, I move to approve the application.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, very good. Thanks, thanks a lot.
Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Another one. This should be simple, too.
Next is DRB 2024-55, the application of Life Cycle at 918 County Line Road. And is that in Bryn Mawr? It's in Bryn Mawr. In Bryn Mawr for a monument sign.
How you doing?
All right, how you doing?
Good. My name is Dave Friedenberg. I'm with Image 360 in Bryn Mawr. Today I'm representing Life Cycle Women Care. It used to be known as the Birthing Center, or the Birth Center. This is at 918 County Line Road. They've been there for 30-plus years, and they do not have a sign. They have a banner that says, like, it's a boy or it's a girl that they put out, and it's like, if you don't know what that place is, you don't know what that place is. So they came to us, they're kind of our neighbors. They came to us and asked us for a sign, so we're proposing basically a printed aluminum composite panel sign on a powder-coated aluminum post.
Hey, Dave, just a little more through mic.
I'm sorry. It's going to be a quarter-inch aluminum composite panel sign with aluminum powder-coated posts. The posts are 8 feet, 2 feet which are going to be in the ground. We're going to put it 10 feet back from the setback, which is, away from the right-of-way. And the sign is 3 feet by 4 feet. It's 12 square feet in total.
I'm sorry, what is this building?
The birth center.
Yeah.
So like they do like women's health care stuff.
Never knew it existed.
See, you didn't know about it.
I did.
Yeah,
I
it's
did.
right on
Well,
County
everything's
Line
there.
Road, and it's been there
He's
forever.
not a girl.
Yeah,
You don't assume.
So Dave,
but they're changing their name from the birthing center to Life Cycle Wellness and Birth Center because they do more than just births. They do other related healthcare services.
Got it, thank you.
any lighting plan for that sign?
There is no lighting plan. No.
No lighting? Okay. And you're going to be 10 foot off the road?
Yes,
Okay. And
and they have their address on the building.
I was just gonna
It's
say
like
that.
you can kind of,
Yeah, you beat me to
it's
it.
right there. They have like a little plaque. It's
Okay.
already there.
All right.
Would black posts look better?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Does it say it's a boy?
Banners?
Huh?
Are you going to take the banners down, do you know?
Those banners are probably down now.
Okay.
I don't think they're there.
All right.
They're like ripped to shreds anyway.
Are they, okay.
They look pretty bad in Google Maps.
Yeah, I think they're gone. And they're kind of temporary. Like they only put them up when someone gives birth there.
Okay.
They're not always up.
All right. Pretty simple.
Yep.
Clean application. Dave, the only thing I would say is, when you come in for your permit again, why don't you just make a cleaner plan and show them that it's 10 foot off the cartway, the sign?
Okay.
Okay, just add that to it, so.
Yeah,
and
I
then
can do that.
give it to Lisa for the files and everything. So,
Okay.
All right. All right, any other questions for Dave?
No.
I'm not moving. I'm
I know you're not.
next too.
Dave, any questions for us?
No.
Okay, who wants to take this one?
Matter of DRB, sorry, where are we here? 2024-55, Lifestyle Wellness, motion to approve one new monument sign.
Second.
I approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
All right, Dave's up again for DRB 2024-56, the application of Peters Place at 336 King of Prussia Road for a replacement of a monument sign.
So this is Peter's Place. It's a Center for Grieving Children and Families. It's actually right on the sign. It says that. They currently have like a giant wood structure, and the wood structure is starting to rot and show signs of wear. So their designer asked us to replace it, and we're going to kind of replace it in kind with just like a brighter sign. It's the same size. It's under 12 and a half square feet. We're going to replace the existing wood posts with aluminum posts so they don't rot and chip away over time. And instead of that address header on top of the sign, it's going to be like written on the sign, the address. But it's exactly the same size as the existing one. The posts are slightly smaller, but the elevation is still the same. So like, it'll be level. It's just, the posts are just not as tall going up.
So it looks like you're 8 feet from grade, which is your max. So,
Yeah.
So no higher than that, all right? And,
The current sign has the address on it. Are you doing that somewhere else?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, thank you.
and Dave, it looks like there is lighting on that sign? Or no?
Whether or not it works is anyone's guess. I can't, it's, if there is lighting, I think it's covered by the landscaping.
Like a spotlight.
It looks like a spot, doesn't it?
There,
It does.
you want to address the lighting?
Oh, yeah.
It's like covered by some weeds.
Yeah, I'm Trish Corvo with Peter's Place. There is a spotlight.
And it works?
I believe so, yes.
Trish, is there any way to kind of clean up the bed at the bottom and make it?
We actually just cleaned it up. It's all landscaped. It's all, it looks pretty. We had a Boy Scout come out and do
Get
it.
Spotlights on both sides.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but the landscape is completely cleared out.
Nice, nice. Okay,
Looks like the slogan is on the existing sign.
Yeah.
So,
all right, good. All right, anything else, you guys? Everybody's in agreement, looks good? Dave,
Easy peasy.
questions?
No.
Sorry for the wait.
You're good? All right, who'd like to take this one? Jane?
For DRB 2024-56, Peters Place, 336 King of Prussia Road, replacement of the monument sign. I move for approval.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Dave.
you.
Thank you very much. Thanks. All right, and last on tonight's agenda is DRB 2024-57, the application of DeVico's Auto Repair at 388 West Lancaster Avenue for a replacement of a freestanding sign. It's good to see you here.
Good to see you. I'm Lou Silverblank, owner of Fast Signs, representing DeVico's, and I'm a little bit nervous because everyone else got through this with no issues. So
Yeah.
anyhow, we're,
Somebody up, right?
The new guy in town.
yeah, we're,
Who's boss, right?
yeah, we're,
Lisa's like, hurry up.
yeah, this is just a face change on an existing pylon sign. This is the building. It's got 24 lineal feet of frontage, which allows us, I believe, 36 square feet.
Well, it's actually either considered a pole sign or a ground sign. So if it's a ground sign, you get 30 square feet. If it's a pole sign, you get 25 square feet.
But what if the sign is already there?
Uh,
Oh, and actually, we're only at 24 square feet.
Yeah, you're good either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the existing sign, which was for a hair salon. That's no longer there. And this is the proposed sign. It will be done with black opaque vinyl for the background. The logo will be printed on translucent vinyl, and the numbers will be cut out. So the whole field of the sign will be black, other than the logo and the phone number lighting up. And here is just a rendering of it, where it will be.
Any idea how tall that pole is
I
from
don't
grade?
know. I should have checked it, but I think I'd be surprised if it's more than 15, but I will check that.
Okay.
What happens if it is more than 15?
But we don't know the size of the existing.
Well, on a ground sign, you're allowed to go up to 8 feet, and on a pole sign, you're allowed to go as high as 15.
Okay,
So if it's too high, you're in trouble. You have to bring it down.
okay, okay.
So
And,
if it's not higher than 15. It does look high.
yeah, I'll check that. I don't know why I didn't.
Yeah, let's just double check that.
There is some question. DeVico's seems to think that they're not allowed to illuminate this sign. And it has something to do with,
No, they can.
That's what
Nighttime, of course, the background has to be black. at
Right,
night-
right,
at nighttime,
right.
But, right, the logo and the phone numbers, right, it's going to be able to sign.
yeah, the sign currently does not light, but we were going to retrofit it with LEDs. And so at night, you'll see the logo and the phone number, but the background, the field is black.
Just double check that. Now you got me wondering about that. The light? No, the height. Yeah. C2.
The existing sign is still standing there?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, we're just retrofitting the electrical and replacing the faces.
Okay. So, and
That's
it's,
a Kevin issue.
I'm sorry?
That then is a Kevin issue.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I missed a question or comment. What was it?
If the existing sign is still there,
Oh, it is, it's
Yeah, it's,
hanging on
Yeah.
Google Maps.
yeah.
then it's ultimately
Okay,
a
so
Kevin issue.
on a C2, which this is, pole signs shall not exceed a sign area of 25 square feet, so you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Or a sign height of 15 feet above mean grade.
Okay.
So.
So I'll get
you have
that
to measure
measurement.
that, and,
Yeah.
Mean grade might be your help,
Yeah,
because you have that slope.
the
to deal
slope.
with.
Yeah, that property is all,
Yeah,
yeah,
But that might be your saving grace.
yeah.
okay. All right. And again, let's get the address. Maybe, can we, maybe put it on the?
The address is on the building.
It is on the building? I mean, it's
Yeah.
all, DeVico's is kind of tucked in the back there, so it's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard
I
to
actually
find.
thought this building was abandoned.
What?
Like, not abandoned,
Yeah.
it's just not in use.
No,
Is
it-
it their office?
It's going to be their office, plus a break room, plus a waiting room for
Right.
customers.
Right, but it was a salon, I guess, for years.
Yes, it was a salon.
Right.
The restaurant next door seems to be abandoned.
Yeah.
No, it's owned by 3D Collision, actually.
Oh, your mic's off.
Oh, I'm sorry. The restaurant's owned by 3D Collision.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they own both the parcels to their right,
Okay,
just for future reference.
Okay. All right, so we're going to have to get a height from mean
Yeah.
grade on that sign.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, the other comment yet about, Kevin, what was it?
Oh, if it's, the existing sign is there and you're replacing in kind of the existing sign, then
Yeah.
it's a question as to whether it's permitted with the first one up and.
Right.
That's
Okay.
Sounds like a Tim motion.
that's not a 7 o'clock.
Sounds like a Tim motion.
All right, did you hear that? Sounds like a Tim motion. Sir, do you have any other questions or comments for the
no,
board?
no, that's it.
Okay,
Thanks for your patience.
Oh, thank you.
okay. Well, continue to find out.
Subject to, everything's subject to further review for
Right,
permitting.
right, right.
In the matter of DRB 2024-57, I move to approve the application subject to further review by the department once permits are being issued. As to the height of the pole.
Right, okay. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you again
It's
soon.
nice to see you here, not doing something, you're always in here for Spread Eagle Village, so.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's the first time we've seen you out of Spread Eagle Village.
No, we have another one coming up for a kitchen and bath in one of the strip malls.
Okay,
Another kitchen and bath.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Anyhow, nice
We'll
seeing
look
you all.
forward to seeing you. Okay. All right, anything else for our board tonight? We're good? Okay, see you next month, thank you.
I can't